Do you have one of these 10 Scottish surnames? Your ancient clan may surprise you. Introduction. Imagine discovering that your surname once determined who would fight beside you and who would fight against you. Today, a Scottish surname is simply part of your identity. But hundreds of years ago, it meant something far greater. It could reveal your clan, your chief, the land your family defended, and even the enemies your ancestors had sworn to oppose. In medieval Scotland, loyalty wasn't owed to a country, it was owed to a clan. These powerful family groups controlled vast areas of the Highlands and Lowlands, each led by a chief whose authority often meant the difference between survival and destruction. Some clans became famous for producing fearless warriors. Others served Scottish kings, defended castles, or changed the course of history on legendary battlefields. What's remarkable is that many of their surnames are still carried by millions of people around the world today, perhaps even yours. But here's something many people don't realize. Not every person with a famous Scottish surname is automatically descended from a clan chief or medieval warrior. Over the centuries, surnames spread through marriage, migration, adoption, and changing loyalties. Even so, many names remain strongly connected to the clans that made them famous, offering a fascinating glimpse into Scotland's past. So, could your surname reveal the clan your ancestors once called home? If you enjoy uncovering the hidden history behind surnames, forgotten kingdoms, and ancient bloodlines, be sure to subscribe to Unknown Discoveries. Every week, we explore the remarkable stories hiding behind the names millions of people still carry today. Let's begin with a surname that once belonged to the most powerful clan in Western Scotland, the MacDonalds. The clan that ruled the West. If one Scottish surname became synonymous with power, it was MacDonald. Known in Gaelic as MacDonald, meaning son of Donald, the MacDonalds built one of the greatest clan dynasties in Scottish history. At their height, they ruled the Western Highlands and Hebrides as the legendary lords of the Isles, commanding hundreds of islands and a powerful fleet that made them almost as influential as the Scottish crown itself. For generations, the MacDonalds fought to protect their independence, often finding themselves caught between Scottish kings and rival Highland clans. Their castles overlooked sea routes rather than roads, because the ocean, not the land, was their kingdom. Even today, the ruins of strongholds like Finlagan remind visitors of the extraordinary power the clan once held. If your surname is MacDonald or Donaldson, your family may have historical links to one of Scotland's most influential clans, but every great clan has a rival. And few rivalries shaped Scottish history more than the one between the MacDonalds and the Campbells. The Campbells rose from relatively modest beginnings to become one of the wealthiest and most politically powerful clans in Scotland. Unlike many Highland families who relied purely on military strength, the Campbells mastered diplomacy, royal alliances, and careful expansion. Their influence grew steadily until they controlled vast estates across Argyll and beyond. Their support for the Scottish crown earned them powerful friends, but also powerful enemies. To many rival clans, especially the MacDonalds, the Campbell name became a symbol of political ambition. Their role in events such as the Massacre of Glencoe in 1692 ensured that their reputation would remain one of the most debated in Scottish history. Whether admired or criticized, few clans shaped Scotland more than the Campbells. Yet while the Campbells built influence through politics, the next surname belonged to the family that gave Scotland its kings, the Stewarts. Originally known as royal stewards, officials responsible for managing the Scottish king's household, the family gradually rose through loyalty, strategic marriages, and military success. In the 14th century, Robert II became Scotland's first Stewart king, beginning a royal dynasty that would eventually rule not only Scotland, but England and Ireland as well. The surname later evolved into the more familiar spelling, Stewart, when Mary, Queen of Scots, adopted the French spelling during her time in France. Few Scottish surnames have left a greater mark on European history. But while the Stewarts inherited crowns, the next clan earned something many believed was even more valuable. A reputation so fearsome that English armies learned to dread one name above almost every other: the Douglas family. The warriors who terrified England. If there was one Scottish surname that struck fear into English armies, it was Douglas. The Douglas family rose to prominence during the Wars of Scottish Independence, producing some of the country's most celebrated warriors. None became more legendary than Sir James Douglas, remembered as the Black Douglas. Fiercely loyal to Robert the Bruce, he became famous for lightning raids, surprise attacks, and relentless campaigns that earned him a fearsome reputation on both sides of the border. English chronicles describe him with a mixture of fear and respect, while Scottish tradition remembers him as one of the nation's greatest heroes. Even today, the Douglas name remains closely linked with courage, military brilliance, and unwavering loyalty. But while the Douglases built their reputation through war, the next clan became famous for mastering the rugged Highlands. The MacKenzies emerged as one of northern Scotland's most influential clans, gradually expanding their lands across Ross-shire and the Western Highlands. Known for their political skill as much as their military strength, they built imposing castles and forged alliances that helped them dominate the region for centuries. Their motto, Lucio non Euro, I shine, not burn, reflected a clan that often preferred careful strategy over reckless conflict. Another famous Highland name is Fraser. The Frasers became renowned for their loyalty during Scotland's turbulent history, fighting in battles that shaped the nation and later becoming forever associated with the Cagus, dramatic events surrounding the Battle of Culloden in 1746. Their ancient stronghold, Castle Fraser, still stands as a reminder of a family whose influence stretched across the Highlands for generations. Then there are the MacLeods, one of Scotland's oldest surviving clans. For over 7 centuries, the MacLeods have been associated with the Isle of Skye, where Dunvegan Castle, the oldest continuously inhabited castle in Scotland, has remained the seat of their chiefs. Surrounded by legends, including the famous fairy flag of Dunvegan, the MacLeods combined history with folklore in a way few other clans ever did. If your surname is MacLeod, your family name is connected to one of Scotland's longest continuing clan traditions. But perhaps no Scottish clan became more famous for refusing to submit than the next one, the MacGregors. Their motto says it all: royal is my race. The MacGregors claim descent from ancient Scottish royalty, but their history became one of the most dramatic of any Highland clan. After conflicts with rival families and the crown, the MacGregor name was outlawed in the early 17th century. Simply carrying the surname could place your life in danger, forcing many families to adopt different names to survive. Yet despite decades of persecution, the clan endured. And today, the MacGregor name once again stands proudly among Scotland's greatest Highland clans, the last 2 clans. And what your surname really means. The final 2 surnames on our list don't just represent powerful clans. They represent 2 very different sides of Scottish history. The first is Sinclair. Unlike many Highland clans with purely Gaelic roots, the Sinclairs trace their origins to Norman knights who settled in Scotland centuries before becoming one of its most influential families. Their greatest legacy can still be seen at the breathtaking Rosslyn Chapel, a masterpiece of medieval stonework surrounded by centuries of mystery and legend. The Sinclairs also became the powerful Earls of Orkney, extending their influence far into Scotland's northern islands. Over time, the clan earned a reputation for producing skilled leaders, diplomats and warriors, proving that military strength alone wasn't the only path to lasting influence. The final surname is Gordon. The Gordons rose to prominence in northeast Scotland, becoming one of the country's most powerful noble families. Fiercely loyal to the Scottish crown, they played major roles in conflicts that shaped the Highlands for generations. Their impressive strongholds, including Huntly Castle, reflected both their wealth and their military importance. The Gordon name became synonymous with leadership, resilience, and unwavering loyalty. For centuries, it was a surname respected across Scotland, whether on the battlefield or in the royal court. So, could one of these surnames reveal your clan? Perhaps, but history is rarely that simple. While surnames often point toward a historic clan association, they don't guarantee direct descent from a clan chief or famous warrior. Families moved, intermarried, changed allegiances, and sometimes even adopted new surnames over the centuries. Your surname is a clue to your past, not the entire story. Yet that's what makes genealogy so fascinating. Behind a single Scottish surname could lie centuries of forgotten history. Legendary battles, royal alliances, dramatic betrayals, and remarkable survival. The next time someone asks your family name, remember that it may carry a story far older than you ever imagined. So, is your surname on today's list? Or do you belong to another Scottish clan with an equally fascinating history? Let us know your surname and where your family comes from in the comments below. You never know, your story could inspire our next documentary. If you enjoyed this journey into Scotland's legendary clans, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Unknown Discoveries, and turn on notifications. Every week, we uncover the hidden history behind surnames, ancient kingdoms, and the remarkable people who shaped our world. Until next time, keep exploring, because sometimes the greatest story you'll ever discover is your own.